early in the season, and you don't really expect to have this type of weather until maybe your 5th or 6th game into the season, but this is perfect. You know, Rob, the Potters haven't really done that bad. You know, they're 1-1, of course. But, you know, in our average per game, we're averaging 8 first downs a game. We're averaging 133 yards rushing. Now, that's unbelievable. Of course, that helped out. We had 94-95 against Big Red. But what really helped out was when we had 160-some against Cleveland East Tech, completing only 3. And in the penalty department, we're getting about 25 yards a game. And the big thing is that we're fumbling 4 times a game, and we're only getting 2 of those back. So that's one thing that we're going to have to cut down on.
I tell you, you can feel the excitement, not only from the press box, but a number of people are in the stands. Again, a good turnout. Even across the way as I look, I see a lot of fans have come up from Steubenville ready to enjoy tonight's game.
Well, Steubenville fans always support their teams down there, whether it's home or away. And I'm looking out over the press box right now on the concrete side. We have a decent crowd tonight. Let's hope that we have just a decent game.
Well, I'll tell you something. If the Potters play anything like they did in the entire game against Cleveland East and, say, maybe a quarter and a half against Big Red, they're going to be in this one tonight. They just cannot afford any kind of breakdown.
Well, Rob, if you remember last week, they had about 3 plays that were really the killers. It was the 21-yard run, of course, which was the first score. And then the halfback pass, you don't expect that out of a Big Red team, which they scored on that. And also the second half kickoff. So there's 3 big plays right there that really hurt the Potters, and that's one thing that's going to happen tonight, is not let Central get the big play.
The Crusaders have won the toss, and I should say the Potters have won the toss, and they have elected to receive. Cerrone will be doing the kicking off for the Steubenville Central Catholic Crusaders. And just moments away from action, Carl Perry along with Terry Smitherman and Mike Crane back deep for the Potters. Here is Cerrone's kick. We're underway. High end over end. Down to Carl Perry at the 15. Is it the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35. Running room at the 40, the 50. Here's Burlett at the 40, the 35. And down at the 33-yard line is Carl Perry. He came right up the middle of the field, cut in, and then out to the left side, found running room, broke across midfield, and got all the way down to the 33 before he was knocked out of bounds by the man who kicked off Cerrone. So the Potters in good field position here. 3-man backfield. Eric Long, slot right. Pitch back to Perry, right side. He'll come over right tackle, pick up maybe 1 on the play. In on the stop for the Crusaders, Charles Baker, and also helping out is Anthony Lupino. Eric Long again, slot right, 3-man backfield. Ice rolling with the football in the pocket, looking downfield for Smitherman. He has him open at the 5, and Smitherman is tripped up at about the 3-yard line. Terry Smitherman lost his footing and fell forward and was down at the 3-yard line, so the Potters threatening here early on.
Well, it's good to score early against a team like Central.
Okay, good pass and good catch. All ice again, the quarterback, 3-man backfield, hand off to Blythe. He'll go forward, pick up maybe 1 on the play. A number of Crusaders in on the stop. 3-man backfield, Eric Long, slot right. It is Alan Blythe and Carl Perry, the lone setbacks. Hand off to Perry. He'll go across left tackle, and he breaks into the end zone for 6. Carl Perry going over left tackle for the first score of the night, which was set up by his long kickoff return. And the Potters started that offensive series from the Crusader 33-yard line, and then after the pass to Smitherman and a couple of running plays, they have scored the first 6 of the evening. And in quarter number 1, the Potters on top 6-0. The snap and the hold. The kick is up, and he drills it. Stevie Boyd drills it to the upright. Set up
a score against a team like Central, but this early, boy, this is really great.
Here's the kickoff by Boyd, end over end. High kick all the way down to the 5, picked up by Anthony Grzani. Grzani with a football at the 20, the 25, the 30, and he'll get knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Richie Wright along with Smitherman and Mike Rickerton on the stop, so 85 degrees. 2-man backfield. The quarterback is Florak. Florak hands it off to Grzani. Grzani stopped at the line of scrimmage. Leading the way is Beatty and Moose Ramsey. Blaine Rogers wide out to the right side. Pro set offense. Florak the quarterback. He's rolling back. He's under pressure by Beatty, and he'll throw it away, and he hits his receiver, Cerrone. And Cerrone fumbles the football. Let's see. They're going to roll him down or what?
That has to be a fumble right there. Oh, there's no way. Nope.
Dungan, wide out to the left, eye backfield, pitch back to Grisani. Grisani at the 45, and tripped up by Beatty.
And we also have a flag. Okay, hitting below. According to the referee, it's a block below the knees. That's got to be a cutback block.
9 clock ticking, quarter number 1. Blaine Rogers, wide out to the right. Pro set offense. Florak in the pocket, looking downfield for a receiver, and he fumbles the football. And look as though Moose Ramsey, while downing Florak, tried to dive on the football, but he won't get the fumble, but he'll get a sack. He's credited with the sack. Ball at the 25-yard line.
Now we have another official's timeout. Let's see what this one's for.
While we have an official's timeout, let's pause quickly for station identification.
Against
Now get the other 5.
the offense.
Get the other 5.
Or the defense. That's holding against us, so they marked off 10 yards from the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 15, says the scoreboard clock. Ball at the 40. Steubenville Central with the football. Pro set offense. Florak, the quarterback. Brown goes in motion to the right. Rogers wide out to the left. Florak rolling back deep in the pocket, looking for the open man, in and out of the hands of Grisani. Mike Rickard putting some pressure on Grisani, so it will come up incomplete.
The offensive player could come up with it.
Rogers wide out to the left. Lone back is Brown. Florak with the football. Deep drop again, looking deep. And he has an open receiver all the way down at the 20-yard line. It is Bob Shevich, and Shevich could not reach the football. Plays, the Potters had 6. Steve Boyd drilled the uprights, and that's where we're at right now. 7-0. East Liverpool is on top.
I'll tell you what there, Rob, that was a good call. But the thing the referee did was he waited until the ball was in the air and then threw the flag. The holding occurred a lot earlier than when he threw it.
Ball at the 45-yard line of East Liverpool. In motion is Brown, coming right to left. Lone setback is Grisani. Grisani, handoff going over right tackle. Rickard and Blythe in on the stop. Pickup of a couple.
Boy, right now, and a couple more years, he's going to be a lot bigger.
2nd down and 8. The Crusaders with the football. They're at the Potter 43. In motion is Dugan. Right to left, handoff to Brown, and he is tripped up in the backfield. Mike Rickard in on the stop from his defensive end position. Great penetration, coming up with a beautiful tackle. Fine defensive play. Dugan, wide outs to the left. Pro set offense. Florak rolling right to left. Looking deep, under pressure. And he throws it over the outstretched arms of Rogers. 4th down and 10. So the Crusaders are going to have to punt. The first is on top by the score of 7-0. Jim Valerio will be punting for the Crusaders. Here's the punt. High end over end punt. And they'll let it bounce. Rogers marks it down for the Crusaders at about the 13, 14, somewhere around there. We'll see where they mark it. I'm a married man. I got to watch my budget.
Yeah, really.
Mike Crane wide out to the right. Eric Long and Larry Long are the setbacks. They're in the slot right formation. Larry Long, the lone setback. Handoff to Larry, and with a second effort, he'll pick up about 3 on the play. And it in on the second series from the 4, and the Potters are on top 7-0. Slot right is Eric Long, pitch back to Larry Long, coming around the left side. Larry spins and pushes his way down to about the 26-yard line. DiBernardo again in on the stop for the Steubenville Central Catholic Crusaders, being helped out by Lance Robson. Eric Long, slot left. Setbacks are Mike Crane and Larry Long. Hand off to Larry, straight forward, and he'll pick up the first down with room to spare. DiBernardo in on the stop, along with Valerio. First down will be the wide out on the right side. At the flanker position on the right is Eric Long. High formation is Larry Long and Mike Crane. Pitch back to Mike Crane, coming around the right side. He'll cut back to the middle. Pickup of a couple on the play. He'll get down to about the 32-yard line. Valerio in on the stop for Steubenville Central Catholic. Mike Benjamin helping out along with Steve Nance.
We bring in Southern Locals of Palestine. We'll get to some of the other ones after this play.
Pro set offense. The setbacks are Mike Crane and Larry Long. Wide out to the right is Eric Long. Ice with a football. He doesn't know what to do. Looked like a busted play. He'll get swarmed under by a number of white jerseys.
Well, Carl Perry slipped in the backfield on that play.
Along with Bob Koslow. Smitherman wide out to the left, 3rd down and 8. Ball at the 35-yard line. High backfield in the power I is Larry Long and Mike Crane. Handoff to Mike Crane. Running room with the 35, the 40. Down to about the 44-yard line where Valerio makes a stop. Again, Mike Crane with some great running smoke.
Well, I'll tell you,
Smitherman wide out to the left. Eric Long in the flanker left. Power I is Larry Long and Mike Crane. 1st down and 10 for the Potters at the 44, their own. Pitch back to Crane, coming around the left side, looking for somewhere to run. He'll cut back up the middle and fall forward for 2. Valerio in on the stop, along with Scrafani. We got a Grazani, Scrafani.
in the second half.
Eric Long in the flanker right position. T backfield is Mike Crane and Larry Long. In tight is Mike Ricker to the left. Counter play to Mike Crane, running room at the 50. Down to about the 48-yard line goes Mike Crane. Scrasani in on the stop, along with D. Bernardo. Ball at the 48-yard line of Steubenville Central. In the slot right is Eric Long. Mike Crane and Larry Long are the setbacks. Pitch back to Mike Crane. He hits the line of scrimmage and bounces off, and then he tries to regain his balance and go forward, but the Crusaders had other things in mind, and they put a stop to him right there.
Stevie,
along with Anthony Lupanetti at the 15. Steve Boyd will be punting for East Liverpool. Minute 32 remaining in the first quarter. Moose Ramsey on the snap, and the punt from Boyd. High, end over end, fair catch by Dugan. He bobbles the ball, but he falls on it as he hits the turf, so it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Crusaders at the 18-yard line.
By Youngstown East, 49-0, and then they ended up beating Bel Air last Saturday night, 21-7.
Brown and Dugan, pro set offense. Handoff to Brown, coming around the right side at the 20, the 25, and then he gets pushed back to about the 23-yard line. Moose Ramsey along with Dan Beatty, and on the stop, Larry Long helping out, Richie Wright, Carl Perry. Offense, Florak with the football. Again, deep set, under pressure, and he throws it away to Brown and in and out of his hands. I think Brown was running before he had his hands on the football.
I think.
Okay, here goes the clock, and we're just about set for action. Pro set offense, Florak rolling with the football, pitches it forward to Brown. Brown breaks away from one defender, and he gets away from Eric Long. He's at the 30, and down at about the 34-yard line. He really should have been stopped, not once, but twice, Smoke.
Well, he could have been stopped in the backfield, but he eluded the defender back there. You know, it was a real gutsy play by that little kid.
And Leiker, new wide receiver, he's wide out to the right. Fumble in the backfield by Brown, under pressure, and Larry Long and Richie Wright jump on top of Mr. Brown and drag him to the ground. He is so the Potters 7, Steubenville Central nothing. We're coming back. Power I backfield is Scrizani and Brown. Florak with the football, hands off to Brown, coming over the left side at the 35. And here's Scampo across the 30, get down to about the 33-yard line. Mike Rickard, Moose Ramsey, Dan Beatty, Terry seems to be fine, hobbling along on the sidelines. Pro set offense, in motion is Brown, coming left to right. Florak at the quarterback position, again, deep drop, under pressure by Alan Bright. He throws it off on the screen. But Ramsey is there to make the tackle. Florak was under pressure by Alan Blythe. He dumped it off on the screen to Todd Dugan, but Moose
12 yards, 10 passing and 2 rushing. Potters 74. Little balance, 42 rush, 32 by pass.
Valerio, here's his punt. The squibbler. Fair catch is called by Perry at the midfield mark. 50-yard line is where the Potters will work it from. 1st and 10.
Going to that game. Travel all the way to Cleveland.
Take your life into your hands going to Lakefront. Pitch back to Perry, trying to find running room. He'll get sacked for a loss back at the 45-yard line, and making the stop, Brian Elsini. Brian Elsini, outside linebacker, senior. Week number 3, our Potters 1-1. Coming into tonight's game, winning, opening up the season against Cleveland East Tech, losing last week to Big Red. Thus far, they're on top 7-0. Ice takes the snap. He's in the pocket, looking deep. And he was trying to hit Ricker down at about the 30-yard line, but he overthrew him by at least 10 yards. So it'll be 1-yard run by Carl Perry, but it doesn't matter if it was a 3 or 1, it's still 6 points. Potters on top at the moment. Eric Long, slot right. Ice rolling with the football. He is under pressure. He fumbles the football, and I believe he will have some luck in his favor as he falls back. He was actually pushed back by a defender, and he fell on the football. So Paul Ice, luckily, falls on the football after fumbling it. The Padders will have to punt it away, but at least they didn't give up the fumble. The Crusaders would have been in good field position. See, centering on punts tonight. They got a flag.
Should be 5 yards against them, but he moved over the neutral zone. The guy in the shift is who the penalty was on. You know, a guy can move backwards or forwards and be in that neutral zone, and you're still moving, and it's a penalty. I don't like that rule.
Potters are still going to have to punt it. Here's Ramsey's snap, and here's the punt from Boyd. Off the left side of his foot, takes a Potter bounce.
Quick right there. All right.
And Terry Smitherman will mark it down. And you heard my partner Jerry Stovall screaming out clip. And we got a central. The ball is marked at the 28-yard line. Alan Blythe into the ball game. Larry Long will sit this play out. Rogers in tight to the right. Dugan wide out to the left side. Pro set offense. Pitch back to Brown. Coming around the left side. He's looking for somewhere to run. He'll shake off one tackle, but Richie Wright will come in and finish the job. Again, Richie Wright with a fine play. Paul Milholm going out for the Potters. Rogers wide out to the left. Pro set offense. Florak in a deep drop. Looking downfield for Rogers, and it's intercepted by Carl Perry. And I mean, he took a whale of a hit, but he hangs onto the football. So Carl Perry, after being hit by Dugan, come on, huddle. He'll send Eric Long in the flanker left position. Mike Rickard tight end in close on the left. Power I is Larry Long and Mike Crane. Counter to Larry Long over the right side. Pickup of maybe 2 or 3 on the play. We'll see where they mark it. And Taglione in on the stop for the Steubenville Central Catholic Crusaders.
Buster Yanna just went nuts.
Wide out to the left is Smitherman. Flanker left, Eric Long. Larry Long and Mike Crane setbacks. Handoff to Larry Long over the right side at the 45, and he'll get down to about the 50. Again, fine running from Larry Long.
I've seen a fullback run the ball for the Potters in a couple years.
Smitherman wide out to the right. Eric Long slot right. Handoff to Larry Long. Falling forward for maybe 1, possibly 2. Taglione again in on the stop for Steubenville Central Catholic. Jerry Stovall and Brent Broderick. Hope you'll be with us all season long for the best in Potter football on WOHI. Ice rolling to the right side, looking downfield. He'll run with the football and get knocked out of bounds right in front of the bench of Steubenville Central. Rogers knocking him out of bounds for Rickard in tight to the right. Smitherman in tight to the left. 3-man backfield. It is Eric Long in the slot. Power I is Larry Long and Mike Crane. Ice rolling with the football. He is under pressure. And in and out of the arms of Mike Rickard down at the 43-yard line, so the Potters are going to have to punt it away.
Caught the ball. He might have been short by about 1 or 2 yards of picking up the first down.
I'm sure he'll make up for it. Moose Ramsey again, a nice snap from center. High kick from Steve Boyd. Let's see if it'll... No, it doesn't. It takes a Steubenville Central bounce. Originally hits the 25 and bounces back to about the 28. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Steubenville Central. With a break in the action, the score is Liverpool 7, Steubenville Central nothing. We'll be back after this from Potters Bank and Trust. Brown going over right tackle, and it looked as though he was stopped, but he had a second effort that picked him up about 6 yards on the play. Beatty along with Richie Wright in on the stop. Mike Rickard helping out. 2nd down now for Steubenville Central.
Southern walks up to him and wants to bum a pencil off of him.
Wide out to the right is Dugan. Handoff to Brown, going over right tackle on the dive play, down to about the 38-yard line. Number of Potters in on the stop. On the right, pro set offense is Krasani and Brown. Florak rolling with the football. Again, a deep drop. Under pressure, he gets it off. And a fine defensive play by Eric Long, reaching over the shoulder pad, the right side of Craig Brown, to swat the ball away. One of his legs gave out from underneath him, I think his right leg, and he is hobbling off, so he could be in for some serious trouble if it's a knee. 38-yard line is Steubenville Central. They're in their own territory. They have the football. Rogers wide out to the right. Pro set offense. Florak again, deep drop. He goes all the way back to his own 25, and he has it batted out of the air. actually batted out of the air by Dennis Bowers. And I'm going to tell you something. You can't ask for a better defensive play from the linebacker position on the pass than that. He just went out, up with his hands high, penetrated the line of scrimmage, and Florak will break him out of the huddle. He'll send Rogers wide out to the right.
Watch for that little screen pass right here.
Power I backfield. Lone setback is Brown. Florak on the bootleg. Rolling back. Decides to pass. Looking for someone downfield. And he has the receiver down at the 46-yard line. And that receiver is number 32, Todd Dugan. It looked as though he had his, one of his feet out of bounds, Smoke.
No, his left foot was out of bounds. The referee was standing right there. I can't understand why they gave him that catch.
Picked up 3 yards on the run. Dugan wide out to the left. Power I backfield. Lone setback is Craig. Florak the quarterback. Hand off to Brown coming around the left side. And he'll get down to about the 40. Larry Long trips him up. Clock is ticking. East Liverpool on top after a 1-yard run early on in the game by Carl Perry. The extra point good by Steve Boyd. But that's all the scoring we have had thus far. Rogers wide out to the right. 3-man backfield. Smith slot left. He'll come in motion left to right. Florak rolling with the football. It's a pass. He is in the deep drop. And he looks for Rogers at the 24-yard line, and he had it on the letters and in and out, and talk about luck. Pro set offense. Brown and Skrzani. The setbacks. Florak, again, passing situation all the way back to midfield. He has Brown at the 40. And Brown trying to elude Larry Long and Richie Wright. Can't do it. And they make the stop.
Liverpool graduate. And Bill Booth winner.
Well, if you're single and you're into girl watching, the Johnny Appleseed Festival is the place to be.
Well, if you're into girl watching, period, that's the place to be.
4th down and 5. Florak going for all the marbles. And it is complete to Dugan at the 30-yard line. So the gamble pays off.
Well, that was just bad coverage by the Potters right there. There was nobody around him for 5 or 8 yards.
Line of East Liverpool, 1st and 10 for Steubenville Central. Rogers wide out to the right.
Well, you still have to look at that call that the referee gave them a first down.
Good football weather. About 50 degrees now, I'd say.
Say that in the last game of the year when it's snowing out at Beaver Local.
In motion, Dugan coming left to right. Pro set offense is Skrzani and Brown. Florak in the pocket. Eddie Rogers at the 20. Falling forward to about the 18.
Where gets the ball at the start of the second half.
Rogers wide out to the left. Dugan wide out to the right. Pro set offense is Skrzani and Brown. Florak, the quarterback. He'll go back to the pocket. Looking for Rogers on the left side. He has him at the 13. Rogers down to about the 11-yard line. Alan Blythe and Carl Perry in on the stop across the far sideline.
And we have a penalty flag down. Let's see what it is here.
Minute 42 remaining in the first half. Potters on top 7-0.
Central's walking back, so it's against them.
Okay, they give the signal for Potter Pete to strike up the clock, and it is rolling at a minute 37. Potters on top 7-0. 2nd down and 15. The Crusaders with the football. Florak again in the deep drop. Looking for Brown. Over his head and almost into the outstretched arms of Richie Wright. And if he'd have got that ball, he'd have had running room all the way down the sideline. But
want to get caught with your pants down in a situation like that, so.
Florak, again, deep drop. A lot of time, finally under pressure by Rickard. And Rickard, if at first you don't succeed, try again. It looked as though Florak was going to evade him, but Rickard just kept going.
He's got some horses on that team. Troy Carter is probably one of the best quarterbacks that's ever come out of Wellsville.
4th and 21, ball at the 30. Florak rolling, under pressure, looking, throws it. It's complete. At the 25, down to the 15, the 10, and all the way down to the 5-yard line goes number 32, and that is Dugan. Dugan on the reception at the 20.
I don't think he got the first down, though. Yeah, did he get it?
So down at the 6-yard line, and enough for a first down. So again, the secondary of East Liverpool comes up short. 57 seconds, clock is ticking. This is quarter number 2. Defense is going to have to get tough here. Power I. It is Skrzani and Brown. Brown the deep back. Florak the quarterback. Everyone in tight. Pitch back to Brown. Coming around the left side. The 5. And he'll fall forward to the 4. Beatty in on the stop along with Moose Ramsey. Richie Wright. Bowers also helping out. Mike Rickard coming across from his left-sided defensive end position. Clock ticking at 30. Second down and 4. Everyone in tight. Power I. Brown the deep back. Florak the quarterback. Pitch back to Brown. Right side. And he gets stopped again. Carl Perry. Larry Long. And Eric Long all in on the stop for East Liverpool. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Clock ticking. I don't think they're going to get it off.
No.
And they don't. They don't get the play off. The time runs out of the second quarter without the Central Catholic Crusaders getting off their 3rd and 3rd. They're going to be kicking off to Steubenville Central. Steve Boyd will be kicking for East Liverpool. Brown, along with Dugan, back deep, setting up at about the 10-yard line to receive the kick. Here's the kick from the left-footed kicker, Boyd. It's a high end over end to Brown at the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35. And he'll get down to the 40-yard line. Just underway, second quarter. Potters on top, 7-0. Pro set offense. Skrzani and Brown, the setbacks. Florak again rolling with the football as he did most of the first half. Under pressure. And Beatty in on the stop along with Mike Rickard and Moose Ramsey. 3-yard line. Wide out to the right is Rogers. Brown on the handoff. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Larry Long and Mike Rickard in on the stop. Dugan, wide out to the right, and the flanker on the right is Brown. Lone setback is Skrzani. Florak rolling left to right. Under pressure again. He'll get it off to Dugan at the 40. He'll slip, and Richie Wright makes the stop.
Rob, I think he's going to be short of this first down, maybe by about a foot.
And a long way to go, about 21 yards.
Oh, wait a minute. I was looking at the wrong. Football game am I watching there?
Anyway, Valeri punting for Steubenville Central. Perry and Mike Crane setting up at the 30. And here's the punt. High, end over end. Nice punt. Goes all the way down to the 25. Perry coming around the left side, looking for somewhere to run. He'll reverse his field. And he'll get dropped at the 27-yard line. Ball at their own 28-yard line. Power I is Alan Blight, and the deep back is Carl Perry. Eric Long, flanker right. Hand off to Perry at the 30, the 33. He fumbles the ball. Let's see. Ice. And a Crusader struggling for the football. And they give it to Steubenville Central. In on the fumble recovery, Mark Paglione, a man you've been hearing a lot of tonight from his defensive tackle position on the left side. Ice looked as though he was tied up on the ground. I didn't know who had it. Dugan wide out to the left. Lone setback is Skrzani. Florak rolling to the left side, setting up deep. And throwing and completes it to Brown. Brown at the 15, the 10. And he'll get drugged down at the 5-yard line. Richie Wright in on the tackle with a touchdown-saving tackle.
Okay, we have a flag thrown. Let's see what that is. Ineligible man downfield. All right, it's against Central.
Second down and 15, as Smoke mentioned. Not only do you get penalized yards, but you lose a down. Dugan and Brown wide out to the left. Brown more in the flanker than wide out position. Florak rolling with the football, setting up deep in the pocket. Looking for Dugan at the 22. He has him. And Dugan is immediately hit by Mike Crane.
Wouldn't surprise me if they don't go on fourth down on this, too.
Dugan wide out to the right. Florak again rolling. He is all the way back to the 35, throwing deep in the end zone. And well over the head of his intended receiver, Craig Brown. Craig Brown looking up at the ref and saying, hey, what about interference? I think he just tripped over his own 2 feet.
Well, not
time around 9 o'clock, 8:30, Chuck Knoll Show.
They're going on fourth.
Rogers wide out to the right, 3-man backfield. Skrzani in motion right to left from the slot position. Setbacks are Brown and Dugan. Florak hitting Dugan at the 15-yard line. Enough for a first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 15 as the Crusaders continue to march on the Potters here at 7:38 remaining in quarter number 3.
Maybe 5 yards, a little less, a little more off the ball. off the receiver.
Pro set, counter, hand off to Brown, left side, down to the 10-yard line. Carl Perry in on the stop. Mike Rickard helping out.
There was a fumble on that play, Rob, but they say the ground caused the fumble, so the Potters came up with the ball, but they don't get it. Second down.
Clock ticking at 7 minutes. And Liker, wide out to the left. Pro set offense. Skrzani and Brown the setbacks. Florak with a football. On a counter to Brown, left side. He'll pick up maybe 3 on the play. This is turning out to be a little ball game.
Yes, it is.
Rogers wide out to the left. Pro set offense. In motion is Dugan, left to right. Florak calling the signals. He'll take the football, dropping back into the pocket, looking for the open man. He has Rogers at the 3-yard line. Carl Perry making a touchdown-saving tackle. So again, they go to the pass, and it's successful. Pay dirt, the Crusaders with the football, power I. The lone setback is Brown. Florak, everyone in tight. Little confusion in the backfield. And Wright comes up with another defensive play. Rogers wide out to the left. Pro set offense once again. Dugan, flanker left. Skrzani and Brown, the setbacks. Dugan, motion left to right. And in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, out to the left. Pro set offense. In motion now comes Brown. Left to right. Florak rolling back, looking for the open man. Touchdown! Steubenville Central. Todd Dugan on the reception. So they have tried a number of times going with the air attack, and the Air Force comes through for Steubenville Central Catholic. Florak to Dugan. Skrzani will be attempting to make it 7-7 on this extra point attempt. Here's the snap. And the hold is down. The kick.
Potter's offside on that play, Rob, so they might even try to run it in. Move the ball halfway to the goal line.
The hold is down. The kick is up. And he drills it. So, at the 5:23 mark of quarter number 3, we have a tie ball game. Back to Dugan score.
Rob, on that touchdown pass they got, you might have heard from the East Liverpool coaches up here in the box that there was movement on that play and the referees didn't call it.
Skrzani's kick is up, high, end over end. To Perry at the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30. Carl Perry back to the 30-yard line. Valerio in on the stop with a hard hit for the Crusaders. First and 10 for the Potters. Eric Long, slot left. Power I is Larry Long and Mike Crane. Hand off to Crane, right side. He'll spin up for one tackler. Find more running room. Breaks away from 2 more defenders. Gets down to about the 34-yard line. Eric Long, slot right. Larry Long and Mike Crane, the deep setbacks. Handoff to Crane. Out of the lone setback position in the power I. He'll come across the left side, pick up maybe 2 on the play. Summers centering tonight. Over the football. He'll snap it back to Ice. Ice. Hands off to Larry Long, and he drives over the line of scrimmage, and he is hit after about a 2-yard pickup by a number of white and blue jerseys. First punting, as Smoke mentioned, it'll be Stevie Boyd.
Central has been getting some good rushing on their punts, too.
Lupinetti and Dugan back deep. High spiraling punt. Fair catch called by Dugan at the 28-yard line, so it'll be first and 10.
To Weirton. Tonight they play Wheeling Central over at Knoll.
Wide out to the right is Dugan. Pro set offense. Hand off to Brown. Left side. Pick up maybe 1. Rickard and Larry Long in on the stop. Along with Doug Pridemore.
Pat Burson.
Second down and 9. Pickup of 1. Pro set offense. Florak again, as he has been all night, rolling back deep in the pocket with a football. Completes it to Dugan at the 39-yard line. Let's check that, the 38-yard line. The Crusaders with the football. They're in their own territory, trying to get across midfield to Potter territory.
20 years ago, when we played Central, it was an 8-8 tie.
Brown in motion, left, right to left. Florak handing off to Dugan. Out of the slot back position, Dugan. Running live on your Good Sports Connection. Rob Pratt along with Jerry Stovall and Brent Broderick. Florak, the quarterback, rolling right to left. Again, looking downfield. He throws the ball, and it is complete all the way down to the Potter 38-yard line.
Yes, but hold on a second. That one is going to come back.
Shevich in on the
Sense to me. Well, that's about a 10, 25-yard penalty right there.
Florak rolling with the football from the 20-yard line. Under pressure, and he gets it off. And I mean, he was under pressure. And 33 is what the Crusaders are looking at. The quarterback, Florak, will break him out of the huddle. Dugan wide out to the left. Power I. Skrzani, and the deep back is Brown. Florak handing off on the delay to Brown. Brown spinning off two defenders. But the third one, he will not be as lucky. Pro set offense. Dugan wide out to the left. Pitch back to Brown, coming around the left side at the 35, down to about the, the 25, down to about the 28-yard line. Doug Pridemore in the stop along with Dan Bailey of 45. Valerio will be punting as he has been all night for Steubenville Central. Low snap, hits the ground, bounces into Valerio's hands. It's a kick off the right side of his foot, end over end. Takes a punter bounce, and it'll be marked at midfield. So East Liverpool will have it 1st and 10 from midfield.
Comes in, they call him Cheeseburg. Bobby's 235, and he's 5'8".
Slot right is Eric Long. Alan Blythe and Carl Perry, the setbacks. Ice rolling with the football. He has Smitherman at the 45. Smitherman crosses the 45 and down to the 43-yard line. Valerio in on the stop for Steubenville Central. And that one are just about set to get underway. And Steubenville Central. Underway. Pro set offense for the Potters. Ice keeping the football at the 40, and he slips at the 37-yard line. He had some running room, Jared.
He had a lot of running.
Everyone in tight. Smitherman and Rickard, left, right, respectively. Larry Long in the flanker on the left side. Setbacks are Perry and Blythe. Handoff to Blythe, running room at the 35. He'll spin away from a couple of defenders and hurdle one more and get down to the 31-yard line.
Well, we have a flag thrown, and it was toward the Potters. It could be holding.
Winning the opener against Cleveland East Tech, losing last week to Big Red at Harding Stadium. Perry, flanker right. Ice rolling with the football to the right side. Looking deep for someone, and he will throw it up to Carl Perry. Perry had it in his hands at the 5 and lost it, but I'll tell you, he gave it one whale of an effort. 2nd down and 25. The ball at the Steubenville Central 48. The Potters have the football. Lone setback is Alan Blythe. Ice again rolling to the right side. Looking deep, under pressure. Throws it away. Oh my, let's just hope it isn't a repeat performance. Wide out to the right is Eric Long. Power I. Alan Blythe and Mike Crane. Ice rolling with the football, setting up in the pocket, throwing deep, looking for Smitherman at the 5, and Smitherman makes a diving attempt, and
Moose Ramsey not in there centering the ball.
Joey Traynor centering on the punts.
Nice punt.
Yeah, beautiful punt by Steve.
Let me drop it.
Dugan has it at the 5. He'll get out to the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25. And down to the 34-yard line goes Dugan, and he should have been stopped all the way back at the 5. Pro set offense. Dugan is the wide out to the right side. Hand off to Brown, coming over right tackle, running room at the 40. And he'll get knocked back at about there, because you know Florak's going to run in the air with that Air Force attack very soon.
Well, we need to get a turnover right here and put the winds out of their sails.
Straight ahead goes Florak on the quarterback keeper. Pickup of maybe 2, Alan Blythe. Three-man backfield. The deep back in the eye is Brown. Hand off to Skrzani. Skrzani at the 40. Pulling his way forward to the 43-yard line and taking a couple of Potters with him. Looks as though the officials were going to...
That was an equipment timeout.
Okay, equipment timeout. Everything straightened out. We're back to game action. Pro set offense. In motion comes Dugan. Left to right. Florak the quarterback. He's been there all night. Hand off to Skrzani. Right tackle. Nowhere. Nowhere. He is stopped at the line as play around the middle. 2nd down and 9. Pridemore again coming up with a nice defensive play. Dugan wide out to the left. Lone setback is Brown. Florak rolling with the football deep. He'll slip. And he gets marked down by Mike Rickard.
To be very careful the way you cut it.
3rd down and 19. Ball at the 35. Crusaders with the football. One man in the backfield is Brown. Florak rolling deep in the pocket. Incomplete, trying to hit
So we can run some time off that clock.
Valerio running away. Nice punt, end over end. Perry at the 35, and he'll get stopped at the 35. Coming up with a nice play from the specialty teams is Steve Nance. He is a junior, 100 and Smitherman to the right side. Eric Long, flanker right. Pro set offense is Alan Blythe and Mike Crane. Ice calling the signals with a football, hands it off to Alan Blythe. Alan gets down to the 40-yard line. He'll get swarmed under. Crane wide out to the left. In tight is Ricker to the left. In tight to the right is Smitherman. Slot left, Eric Long. Lone setback is Alan Blythe. Counter to Eric Long. At the 45 goes Eric Long.
He's alternating with Milhone.
Pro set offense. The split backs are Blythe and Crane. Ice rolling with the football. Pitch back to Crane at the 45. Crane at the 50 and knocked out of bounds at midfield. Guy Thompson wide out to the right. Power I. It is Alan Blythe up close. The lone setback is Mike Crane. Ice rolling. He has his man Smitherman at the 40-yard line. Terry Smitherman. All right. In fine form. The ball. Slot right is Eric Long. Deep back is Crane. Hands off to Crane. Left side. Mike going over the line of scrimmage, falling through one. Ball at the 24. Smitherman wide out to the right. Flanker left is Crane. I backfield. The deep back is Crane. Ice rolling with the football. Looking down deep. And it's almost picked off by Dugan. My, oh my. Power I. Alan Blythe and the deep back is Mike Crane. Eric Long, flanker right. Ice again in the pocket. Looking downfield, under pressure. Looking, running, and running, throwing. And let's see if he pulls it in. Mike Rickard almost came up with a high wire catch on the far side. Again, the Potters find themselves in a third down situation. Third down and 24. Power I. It is Carl Perry, the deep back. Alan Blythe up front. Ice rolling, looking deep. Looking for Smitherman. Ooh! And Smitherman ran into the... Boyd will be punting. Joey Traynor snapping on the punt. And the punt is up. A high spiraling punt. Out of bounds at about the 13. We'll have to see where they mark it.
Our store on the corner of 6th Street and St. Clair Avenue in downtown East Liverpool.
Throws that offense, hand off to Brown. He'll get to the 15 and over the 20 and down to about the 23-yard line where he is. Dugan wide out to the left. Pro set offense. Florak, the quarterback. Counter to Brown. He fumbles the football. And I think the Potters have it. The Potters have recovered a fumble. Fumble recovery. They have the football. Three-man backfield. Slot right is Eric Long. The deep back is Carl Perry. Paul Ice, the quarterback. He hands it off to Perry. Perry at the 20, over the 20, and down to about the 17-yard line.
This kid loves the pressure. He plays real well under pressure.
Power I. The deep back is Carl Perry. Second down and 7. Ice with a football, trying to find running room, and he won't find any running room.
There goes the head again.
Terry Smitherman wide out to the left. Eric Long in the flanker in the right side, on the right side. Power I, the deep back is Perry. Ice.
Too much time? Oh, come on, he can't call that now.
Flag on the play. Eric Long, flanker left. Power I, Alan Blythe, and the deep back is Carl Perry. Ice rolling with a football, looking downfield.
Oh, he hit his hand on it.
And I'll tell you something right now. He was trying to hit Carl Perry down at the 8, much better than this. Eric Long, flanker right. Power I, it is Alan Blythe and Carl Perry. Paul Ice, the quarterback. He is rolling, looking, under pressure, looking, and he'll throw it up in the air. And it's intercepted at the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25. And he is tackled by Rickard. On the interception was Dave Wolowski.
But we have a flag.
Central, they have the 27. Dugan wide out to the left. Pro set offense. Florak rolling with a football. Under pressure. Throwing deep. It's picked off by Terry Smitherman. Terry Smitherman picks the football off. Alan Blythe comes in. Larry Long goes out. Paul Ice receives some final words of wisdom from Glenn Southern, and he'll break his men out of the pack. He'll send Eric Long wide to the left. Paul Ice is rolling. He's looking. And he overthrows his intended receiver, Mike Rickard, at the 40, so it'll be second down and 10. Smitherman and Long wide outs to the right side. Pro set offense, Mike Crane and Alan Blythe. Paul Ice, the quarterback. Handoff to Alan Blight at the 50. Alan Blight down to about the 48-yard line. It looked as though his face clock is ticking. Slot right is Eric Long. Alan Blight and Mike Crane are the setbacks. Paul Ice rolling with the football, looking downfield, looking, and throwing. And reaching for the pass. Harry Smitherman is cruising. Mike Crane wide out to the right. Flanker right is Eric Long. Lone setback Alan Blight. 1st and 10 from the Crusader 33 for the Potters. Counter to Eric Long. Down to the 35.
Another flag.
He'll get across the 30 and down to the 25, and a flag is thrown. Holding against the Potters right out to the left. Eric Long, flanker right. Power I, it is Alan Blight and Mike Crane. Ice with a football. He is rolling and looking. Under pressure, looking, and he is thrown for a loss all the way down to the 48-yard line of East Liverpool. Everyone's in tight. Smitherman left, Rickard right. All Ice on the quarterback keeper coming straight ahead. It's 3-man backfield in the pro set. Ice will fall on the football. They're going to punt it away and let the defense try to wind it down. Boyd taking the snap from Joey Traynor. It's up. Here's the punt. Nice punt by Steve Boyd. Beautiful punt. Spiraling punt all the way down to the 10-yard line. The Smoke mentioned they're going to go for it if they can get it off. 2-1. They're not going to be.
This is it. Let's see what the story is. Well, they must have had
a second left.
At least a second left from the.
Ain't Smoke?
Oh, it's been here forever.
We'll protect. A little confusion on the coin toss. We thought the Potters had it, but they don't.
Well, they have the option on a coin toss to either get the ball or have the second chance at it.
So they may have elected to go defensively. Nonetheless, they are on defense. The Crusaders are on offense. In motion, Dugan coming left to right. Pro set offense, Borak with a football. He's rolling under pressure. He gets Dugan at the 15. Dugan is dropped at the 18. Ball the Crusaders. Rogers wide out to the left. Pro set offense. Borak with the football. Sends Dugan in motion, left to right. He will roll back and drop deep in the pocket. Looking downfield, looking under pressure, looking, and he will get dropped for a loss.
Oh, no!
He will get dropped for a loss. For time. Dugan wide out to the left. Brown flanker left. The lone setback is Skrzani. Borak is the quarterback. He is rolling right to left. Looking downfield, rolling, looking under pressure, and throwing. Intercepted by Harry Smitherman.
All right.
He gets back to the 23-yard line where he is knocked out of bounds by Tom Jackson. The Potters with their first offensive series here in the overtime. 3-man backfield. Ice with the football. They're at the 20-yard line. Hand off to Perry. Over the 20 down to about the 18. The Potters, 2nd down and 8. Carl Perry wide out to the right. Lone setback is Alan Blight. Paul Ice, the quarterback. Hands off straight over the right side goes Blight. Off to the final gun and then some. We are in overtime. The first ever at Patterson Field. Ice in the pro set. Counter. Hands off to Eric Long. Eric will get down to the 10, so the stage is set.
Well, it comes down to
Mike.
Holding for Stevie Boyd will be Mike Hall.
Joey Traynor will be centering. Mike Hall on the hold and the left foot of Steve Boyd will be attempting to make it a 3-point victory. The kick is up.
It's good!
All right! The kick is good, and this place has broken the game. The hold from Mike Hall, a beautiful center